Welcome back. We are going to do kind of our normal stuff in a second. Let me just hit the highlights here and remind you, thanks Dustin, of a couple things real quick as we are finishing up our 9 weeks. Next week, we've got 9 weeks tests. Today, I'm going to go over what we're going to be working on so you'll know exactly what your 9 weeks test is on for next Wednesday. And yeah, I just told these guys, if you've got holes, make sure you check in Skyward, make sure you're getting me any missing assignments, and I am usually willing to take them. If you're super old, I don't give you a lot of credit, but I usually give you something. And if they're moderately old, then, you might get yourself some half credit. So turn in anything you can as soon as you can. And if you did not take that quiz for me yesterday, I probably sent you a message about it. I do have office hours after school today. If you need to stop by at 2:45, we can get that quiz made up, 2:45 to 3. Otherwise, I think I reached out to you and gave you some information on that. So let's make sure we get that made up because that's probably sitting at a 0 out of 50 right now. Okay, any questions for me? All right, well, we're going to jump in here. If you got other stuff out, you guys in here, if you got earbuds in, can you just get them out so I can take them here for you? Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I thought we'd do real quick. We'll do a Zoom link real quick. Just for fun, we're working our way through. I told you about half of you guys are going. Anybody want to go today? All right, well, how about, let's see, I'm kind of in the daily area. You want to go daily? Huh? All right, let me get Quentin in here. Can we do a Zoom link? You want to tell us a couple things interesting about yourself? Let me get my little thing on here. All right, let's see. Here we go. Daily is over there. All right, Daily, something interesting about you. What's one of your favorites? Sorry? Wrestle. Is that what you said? Sorry, it's just hard to hear what the. All right, wrestlers. Any wrestlers in the crowd? Nah, not out here. How about online? Any wrestlers? Not a one? Wow. Interesting. That doesn't happen very often. Daily, do you wrestle like for North Central? Okay. Did they not do it this year? Yeah. Next year. All right, cool. What else? What else do you like? What else is one of your favorites? I don't know. Food, sports, music, TV, basketball? Okay. You like watching it, playing it, both? Okay. Playing basketball. Who likes playing basketball? In my scan. I got 2. I got 3 over there. Gabby, nope. Nah. All right, how about online? Where are my basketball people? JJ says me. You can blink. Remember, you can blink. You can put up your little blue hand. So just somehow let us know you're a basketball fan. I like basketball. Put up a little, I'll give you some love there. I'll give you a thumbs up. I know you don't have all the fancy emojis, but I think you can put your hand up if you want. All right, we got basketball. We got wrestling. Anything else you want to share? Nah, that's it. He's good. All right, well, thanks for sharing, Daily. Appreciate it. All right, so let's move on. We're going to start out with some new vocab. So here's what I like to do with the new vocab. I like to give you a minute to go through it and see what's there. Now, think about my quiz yesterday. If you did awesome on your quiz yesterday, that means you probably knew your vocab. If it didn't go so great or it was really hard, probably had to do with vocab. So here's my suggestion. As we start a new chapter, right, you were supposed to turn in your vocab list as of last night. Let's start out with hit the ground running, okay? Obviously, in a Spanish class, I can't make you learn vocab. I can give you opportunities. I can give you time to practice. We can play games. I can give you lists. I can give you strategies. But ultimately, it's on you. All right? I can't force these words into your head. But if you spend the 10 minutes today, and I'm going to give you tonight, 10 minutes tonight, and I might skip it tomorrow, but I might give you 5 minutes or 10 minutes on Friday. If you use these little pockets of time, I guarantee things are going to be so much easier in here. Your grade's going to go up. It's all going to be easier. So when I give you this time, use it. Use it. I cannot emphasize that enough. All right, so let me tell you what your plan is. You're going to go to Quizlet. You're going to go to your new flashcards. Head there now if you're not already there. Okay, don't be distracted. Don't work on something else. Get off your phone. Get your focus. All right, you're going to have 10 minutes. Here's what I want you to do. First thing I want you to do is just flip through the flashcards looking for cognates. Could someone tell me what cognates are? What are they? What's cognate? Daily. Perfect. They look like English words. If you start at the beginning, what's the first word you see? Who's there? Are you looking at it? Hurricane, el huracán, and you're like, oh, I bet that's a hurricane, and you click on it, and you're right, that's a cognate. All right, most of the time, words that look alike are what they look like. So first round through, once you just flip through and find cognates, I bet you'll find 10, maybe 15. I will give you a chance to share some after 10 minutes and get yourself an easy participation point too. All right, so first time through cognates, then the second time through, how many words do I want you to pick to focus on? Show me with your hands. I've been saying this all year. You've had me all year, all semester, if you've had me this semester. I see 2 people with me. How many words should you work on, approximately? Good, thank you. Does it do any good to just flip through 50 cards over and over again? Not really. For most of us, no. Okay, pick 5. Work on those 5 till you know them. Okay, don't waste your time. Don't just sit there and stare at it, all these words. Don't just stare at a piece of paper. They're not going to jump in your head. Pick 5. All right? So I am going to set my timer. You got 10 minutes. I am giving you, starting now. Okay? Flip through looking for cognates and then pick 5 words to work on. If you learn your 5 words, great. Pick 2 more. Then you have 7 words. Okay? 8 words, 9 words. Slowly add in more. All right, get to it. I'm going to mute myself and not interrupt you, but focus. Get on Quizlet. Make sure you're not distracted by other things. Layla, what's cognate you saw?
I saw it in English. I don't really know how to pronounce it in Spanish.
Okay, I'll help you. What's it in English?
Hurricane.
Okay, yeah, so the first one, everybody look at the first one, el huracán. Remember the H is silent. So you have repitan, el huracán. Okay, I heard 2 people. Try it again. Ready? El huracán. Looks a lot like hurricane. Great. Riley, what's another one?
Escaparse. I don't know how to say
I just didn't hear you. Say one more time.
Escaparse.
Yeah, what's that look like?
Escape.
Yeah, you said it just right. Escaparse, to escape. Good one. Tommy, what else? Looks a lot like what? Article, articulo. If it looks like something, it probably is. Good. Katie.
Investigate.
Yeah, investigar looks like investigate. Great. Who did I just see that I haven't got a point yet? Oh, Morgan, did you want to do one? Or did she take yours?
I didn't hear the last one.
Oh, it was investigar.
Yeah, that was the one.
All right, look at the list. See if you can find me another one, Morgan. There's more. Roderick, go ahead.
Did she just say to investigate?
Yeah. Is that yours too? All right, look again. There's a lot more. Keep looking.
I think I got one.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute, Roderick. Go ahead, Morgan.
It's the word for reporter.
Yeah. Yeah, look at reporter. Where is it? It's kind of towards the top-ish, towards the beginning. Reportero. Looks a lot like reporter. Good. Roderick, you got one?
Occur.
Yeah, ocurrir looks a lot like to occur. Good. So again, you just got to pay attention. They're all over the place. Carter, what'd you find?
The explosion.
So, someone towards the back. Trying to find it. Hold on, we'll do this one real quick. Don't move. I don't know where it is. Explosion, I'm sure is there somewhere. Yes, explosion. All right, and last one before lunch, Reginald, is?
La Irina, the heroine.
Yeah, so we have hero, héroe, kind of looks like what it is, and la heroína, it's a hard one to pronounce. Repitan, la heroína. Remember that H is silent. Heroína is a heroine, so the girl version. And Dawson has one more. He said, yes, el edificio de apartamentos. Now, edificio doesn't, but what do apartamentos look like? Apartments, that's what it is. All right, so please keep an eye out for those. I bet you can get a good 10 or 15 that are all pretty easy cognates. So look at those first as you're learning these. All right, let's go to lunch. I'll see you back, 11:15 or so, is that right? Yeah, 11:16. Okay, have a good lunch. We'll see you with you. All right, so, Tommy, you good? You ready? Okay, so we did present tense, then we did preterite, then we did imperfect, now we're going back to preterite. All right, so let me just say that again. We are two forms of the past tense, right? We had the imperfect, which we just finished up. That was where you had to memorize that waters thing. We used that in the past to talk about the repeated actions or the weather or your age. All right, now we're going back to preterite. And this is what we did first. I'll explain while we're going back here in a minute. So basically, this is the past tense where we use to talk about things that are done, completed actions. In fact, I'm going to have you add that to your notes here in just a second. All right, and the reason we're going back is because we learned basic preterite. There are a ton of irregulars we have to learn, okay? In the imperfect, there were only 3 irregulars, so we just learned them as we were learning everything else. But now we're gonna go back, and then next year, you're gonna have to be picking between the 2. All right, so this year, we just wanna make sure you get both and you understand them. Next year, you're gonna have to decide, oh, do I need the preterite or do I need the imperfect, all right? But first, we gotta go back. So my thought was, before we go back and start hitting all these irregulars, and there are lots, you're gonna have to do them step by step with me. We better review basic regular preterite. So what I'm doing today and what I'm gonna put on your 9 weeks quiz next week is regular preterite. I'm gonna give you 3 irregulars that I'll talk about tomorrow that you've probably seen before. And that's what we're gonna work on for the next week, all right? So a week from today is your 9 weeks test day. And it's going to be over what I'm about to go over right now. For some of you, my hope is you're like, yeah, I already know this. Some of you might be like, okay, I just need to review a little bit and then I'm good. And if you never got it the first time, you've got 1 more week. All right, you got to learn your endings. You got to understand how to use them. Basically, again, if you didn't get it the first or the second time, this should be your 3rd time. But I know some of you had a weird first semester. Some of you had a weird last semester last year. So again, please get your focus, especially if this has not gone well for you, because now is your chance. All right, so by now everybody has hopefully pulled up the document or you printed it off or you have it in front of you. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And then for now you can just look, although I'm gonna have you add in one thing here for me. And then in a few minutes, we're gonna look at, you'll have to write down some stuff on the other side, okay? So we were starting out with el pretérito. Just to clarify, I would like you to add something to this for me. I would like you to add the words completed actions. All right, and I don't need to make that quite so big, but it's big. And I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it. All right, so please add that to your notes. I didn't put that on there because I didn't think about it. But these are completed actions. I'll give you some examples. Like I talked to my mom this morning. I ate ice cream yesterday. I went to the park last weekend. There are things that are done versus what we have been doing with imperfect is like, oh, when I was little, I used to eat ice cream all the time. It happened over and over again. When I was little, I used to play with Barbies, or I used to play with my action figures, or I used to go to the park and see my grandma. All right, those are things that were ongoing. All right, now we're just looking at things that are done. You did it once, it's done. Okay, so that's what we're going back to. All right, so see if this sounds familiar. All right, first up, I just put on your subject pronouns. That goes for present tense, past tense, future tense, imperfect tense, every tense we've ever done. I just kind of reviewed these here. This is always the order that we go in. So like the first form is always the yo form, right? The second is the to form. And if you need any refresh on that, there it is. All right, so let's look at your AR verbs here. Let's see what you remember. Hopefully when I say these, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I totally remember these from first semester. All right, so they are a, aste, o, amos, astes, and aron. Kind of sound familiar? Okay, so we'll go through how to say it. And basically all you're doing, right, you're taking the stem, which would be habla, and you're adding your new ending. So I'm gonna have you look at these and repeat that. And I know if you're online, I can't hear you, but I still want you to repeat them so you know how to say them in a minute. And then if you're here, I should hear you say it. Ready? Repeat them. Hable. I heard Tommy. One more time. Hable. Hable, thanks. Hablaste. Hablo. Hablamos. Hablastes. Hablaron. All right, here's the deal. I won't test you over vosotros. I just like to put it there once so you can see it. So I need you to learn, make sure you know the other 5 forms. Yo form and L form have an accent. I require you to have those, all right? Think about it. If that doesn't have an accent on the hablo, then it sounds like yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. So it changes the whole meaning. So make sure you get your two accents there. All right, let's look at ER and IR. The good news is ER and IR are the same. Thank you. All right, so you listen to me say them, see if these sound familiar to you. They should. Iste, io, imos, istes, ieron. Sound familiar? Okay. So again, we're just hopefully refreshing. Unless you didn't learn them the first couple times, then you got to do it now. All right, so I'm going to have you repeat on. Baby. Everybody try it again. One letter. Baby. Thank you. I know there's only 4 of you. Baby stay. Baby-o. Baby-mos. Baby stays. Baby-ero. All right, so you got iste, io, imos, iero. Again, accents on the yo form and the L form. Be careful on the L form. It's right here on the O. Sometimes people want to stick it on the I. It's on the O. So I just say on both he, she forms, it's always on the O. All right, so hopefully that kind of sounds familiar. Okay, we are going to flip over to the back and you're going to have a chance to see where you're at. Okay, so flip over to the back. And this is kind of for you, it's like a little self-check-in. All right, I'll start you off here. I've given you 3 to practice. If you think you can do this, try to do it without looking at the notes. Try to do it without looking at the front. If you don't think you can do it, then obviously you're going to look at the front. Now, I'll start you off with nadar. So nadar in present tense means to swim, but I want preterite. So what is it going to mean in the preterite? I'm going to write I swam. So make sure you fill in what it means. They all start with the stem. What would my stem be?
NAD.
Thanks, NAD. And then you go from there. If you don't want to write vosotros, you don't have to. All right, so you fill these in. I'm just putting the stem here. You got to do the rest of the work. So see if you remember these. Like I said, if you can do it without looking, great. If you need to look at the front, then go back and look at the front. So I'll pause for a minute here. I'm going to go ahead. I guess I'll write the stems in for you. And then I'll be looking for 3 volunteers to tell me the answers here in a minute. Up to you if you want to write down vosotros. I'll probably skip it for now. Pay attention to your accents. So if you want to check yourself, you can go back to the front. If you don't think you know it, then go back to the front. And again, if you think you kind of know it or you kind of remember them, try and do it without looking. All right, like I said, I'm gonna need some volunteers here in a second. So be ready to volunteer if you can. Just FYI, people that could extra use a point because you haven't gotten any yet since I start over. Quentin, Leo, Anaya, Hamza, Demetrius, Henry. I will absolutely call on one of you first if you want to volunteer for one of these. Cannon, we are on your notes that you just picked up. Did you pick up these notes from up front? Find the one that says El Preterito on the top. And then basically we just reviewed these endings. You have seen them before. And then we're just filling in these 3 boxes on the back. Let's see if you can catch up with us. All right, how many people are we done with the boxes? Yes, no? Boxes are done? Okay, I'll give you time to work on the bottom. I just want to at least get the boxes done. All right, let me see. I got something in my chat real quick. Let me check, and then we'll be looking for a volunteer to do Nadar. All right. Who's got not on for me? And those people I just said that could use a point want to go? Hamza, do it, do it. So you're just going to go through them. I already put swam up here. So what's the yo form going to be, Hamza? I think you're on mute. I don't know if you're trying to talk. Hamza, can you unmute? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I don't know what's happened. One more time. Hamza, are you there?
In the chat, he says it's not letting him.
Oh, thanks. I was not seeing the chat. Appreciate that, Carter. Hamza, do you want to type them? This is not letting you unmute. Sorry. Okay. So you go ahead and type them. I'll give you credit for that. Somebody want to say them here? I got how about Dawson? Since you also typed them to me, why don't you read them and Hamza, you type them? Go ahead, Dawson.
Nade,
Uh-huh.
Nadaste,
Okay.
Nadamos, Nadestis, and Nadaron.
Okay. So let's go through these. Please make sure you got your accents on there. And I'm filling them in if you want to look at mine and double check. All right, so I'm going to say them for you. I would like you to repeat them. The more you say them, the more you hear them, the easier they are to say. And Hamza, thank you. I got you some credit too. All right, so repeat them. Nade. Ready one more time. Nade. I know there's only 5 of you, so you got to do it. Nadaste. Nado. Nadamos. Nadaron. All right. Okay, who wants to do co-mayor for us? Can I get a co-mayor volunteer? Co-mayor, who wants it? All right, Gabby's going to take over. Gabby, you tell me what it means? 8, perfect. All right, what you got? Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great. You got it. All right, comiste, comió, comimos, comieron. Great. And finish it up with some vivir. Who would like to do vivir? I don't know. Henry, you want to do vivir?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it, Henry. Go ahead.
Vivi, viviste, vivio, vivimos, and viveron.
Great. And do you happen to remember what that means?
To live.
Great. So in the past tense, we're going to write what? Last year I lived wherever. All right. That works for me. Vivi, viviste, vivio, vivimos, vivieron. What do you think? Are these coming back to you? How many people feel like, okay, either I knew them or I kind of know them or I'm close, in a week I should be okay? Yeah? Okay. All right, so you want to try some at the bottom? I was looking at these and I thought, oh, these are all good regular verbs. And then I realized actually number 9 is not. Whoops. So you can skip number 9 if you want, or you can put what you think it is and then I'll help you fix it. All right, so why don't you take a minute here, and if you didn't work ahead, then go ahead and try and do these now. And I think what I will probably do is maybe do a couple with you, and then just to make sure we get through these, I'll probably put up some answers. But I want you to try them first. Make sure you're good. All right, I'd like to go through these very shortly. All right, let's do the first 5, and then we'll see if everybody's done or not. We can always do the last couple tomorrow. That's fine too. All right, somebody want to can I get a couple volunteers here? Numero uno. Somebody want to do it for me? Pressure, pressure. Who's got numero uno? Numero uno. Ready, set, volunteer. El blank en la montaña. Tell me he skied. I don't know. Quentin, want to tell me he skied?
Esquio.
Perfecto, thanks. I think you guys always know the answers. You just don't volunteer. All right, Esquio, and I'll put a little accent on it, and I'll put a little color on it to make sure it can see it. Esquio, great. Numero dos. Hablar, what you got? Numero dos. Leo G, what you got for dos? Leo. All right, moving on. How about Demetrius? You got 2 for me? Callie, go ahead. What you got for 2?
Hablaron.
Thanks. Hablaron. There it is. Número 3. ¿Qué tienes? I don't know. Byron, want to do that one? Got Trace? Tough crowd. How about, I don't know. Cannon, want to do 3? You got 3? So if it's an AR verb, 2 form ending, what are we going to have? Montaste. You got it. Montaste. Great. All right. Let's do maybe, I don't know, one more. Nosotros, Kaylin? Comimos sounds good. Work okay? I don't know. Want to do one more? Are we done? Should we call it? What time is it? I feel like I'm running out of time. 21. Yeah, let's call it. Let's finish these up tomorrow. I don't want to be rushing here. All right, so make sure you got those first 4. Make sure you've tried the next 5. Don't worry about number 9. And then we'll start class tomorrow going through the rest. All right? We'll be ready for some new volunteers. You guys are so quiet out there. All right, so let me wrap things up. Like I said, please save this for tomorrow. And if you would be so kind as to spend about 10 minutes on Quizlet tonight, then you should be in good shape for tomorrow. Sound good? Okay, Zoom friends, hasta luego. We'll see you tomorrow.